Coronation Street. Here's how Debbie Webster's shock prison scenes will change her forever. Coronation Street is no stranger to jaw-dropping twists, but next week's episodes look set to deliver a storyline that could redefine one of Weatherfield's most beloved, and most guarded, characters. Debbie Webster, a fan favorite known for her sharp tongue, designer standards and unshakable confidence, is about to face a reality she has never encountered before: prison. And while Debbie has survived business rivalries, family turmoil and the slow, heartbreaking grip of dementia, this new chapter may strip her down in ways viewers have never seen. In a dramatic turn of events, Debbie is set to take the fall for the explosive Corriedale crash, a decision that shocks even those closest to her. What makes it even more emotionally complex is the fact that she's doing it to protect Carl, a man who doesn't even realize he is her son. It's a twist layered with secrets, sacrifice and devastating irony, and according to actress Sue Devaney, Debbie's time behind bars will change her in ways that go far beyond the prison gates. Debbie's decision, taking the fall for Carl. Next week's episodes will see Debbie caught at the center of the fallout from the dramatic Corriedale crash. While the storyline initially points to Carl being responsible, Debbie makes a decision that feels both shocking and deeply personal. She chooses to plead guilty in his place. The truth, however, is more complicated than a simple act of loyalty. In upcoming scenes, Carl finally confesses to Debbie that he was the one driving the car at the time of the crash. It's a moment that could have offered Debbie a way out, a chance to clear her name and let the real culprit face the consequences, but instead of stepping aside, Debbie doubles down. She reveals to Carl the truth about his parentage, admitting that he is her son, and that this is the reason she is prepared to sacrifice everything to protect him. It's an emotional bombshell that reframes Debbie's actions. She isn't simply taking responsibility for someone else's crime, she's trying to make amends for a lifetime of secrets. At the same time, Debbie clings to a final hope, that her circumstances will spare her from the harshest outcome. With Debbie being an older woman and living with dementia, she believes the courts may show compassion and avoid handing her a prison sentence. It's a gamble, and for Debbie Webster, a woman used to controlling every situation, it may feel like the only remaining card she can play, but things don't go to plan. Unfortunately, Debbie's plan doesn't unfold the way she expects. Rather than escaping jail time, she ends up being sentenced, and soon finds herself locked up, thrown into an environment that is as cold and unforgiving as it is unfamiliar. For viewers, it's a storyline poised to be both gripping and heartbreaking. Debbie has always worn her toughness like armor, but prison is a place where status means little, money means less, and vulnerability can be dangerous. And for Debbie, who is already battling the internal erosion of dementia, the experience may be overwhelming. Sue Devaney, she's scared. She's frightened. Sue Devaney, who plays Debbie, has offered a chilling preview of what's to come, and her words suggest that the character's prison journey will be anything but glamorous drama. Oh, she's scared, she's frightened, she's so frightened, Devaney revealed. The fear, she suggests, comes from Debbie being completely out of her depth, removed from everything she knows and everything she uses to keep herself composed. She's never been anywhere like that. Everything's going to be stripped from her. It's a striking statement, because Debbie's identity has always been tied to her image, the polished hair, the designer wardrobe, the business owner confidence, the air of someone who refuses to be diminished. In prison, all of that disappears, and Devaney believes that's exactly what makes this storyline so powerful. Debbie without the mask. According to Devaney, Debbie's time in prison won't just challenge her physically, it will expose her emotionally. It will remove the layers she's relied on for years, forcing her to confront who she is when there's nothing left to hide behind. Debbie's mask is going to be gone, isn't it? The actress explained. She also highlighted the brutal double impact Debbie will be facing: the external stripping away of prison life, and the internal stripping away caused by dementia. The dementia is taking every last bit from her, but also the prison is gonna be taking everything from her. And it's how she survives that. It's a devastating concept, and one that promises a more intimate, raw portrayal of Debbie than viewers have ever seen. For a character often played with humor, edge and swagger, this could mark a dramatic tonal shift, a new Debbie, stripped back, exposed, and fascinating to watch. While the storyline is dark for Debbie, Devaney has been enjoying the creative challenge of playing a more vulnerable version of her character. "It is fantastic," she said. Devaney described how Debbie is typically someone who uses appearance as a shield, a little makeup, a polished look, a controlled presentation of herself to the world. "It's not vanity for vanity's sake, it's strategy. It's armor. Debbie knows how to perform strength. She knows how to look like she's winning even when she's falling apart." And now, prison removes the performance. She's used to putting on just a bit of mascara to mask who she really is. For Devaney, the appeal lies in what happens when the mask is taken away. It's interesting to play somebody that, the whole front, the makeup, the way that they look, the what they drive, who they marry, everything has to be on show. And then comes the question that sits at the heart of this storyline, and perhaps at the heart of Debbie Webster herself. So when you strip all that back, it's interesting to play Debbie when it's all stripped back. Who is she? The prison makeover. No Chanel, no nails, no luxury. One of the most compelling details Devaney shared is how much thought has gone into Debbie's new prison look, a subtle but powerful way of showing the character's transformation. Unlike the typical Debbie who radiates expensive taste, prison Debbie will look different, simpler, rougher, and unmistakably out of her comfort zone. "So, I go into the dressing room, and there's not a lot of makeup," Devaney explained. The new routine is deliberately basic, not because Debbie suddenly doesn't care, but because she can't access the tools she normally uses to control her image. "So, I just give myself some mascara, scruff my hair up a bit." Even the cosmetics Debbie does manage to get hold of carry symbolic weight. Prison allows inmates to buy certain items, but it's not the high-end luxury Debbie is used to. "I have a really cheap lipstick, 'cause you can buy makeup in prison. But it's not the expensive Chanel that Debbie has. It's cheap. The detail is small, but the meaning is huge." Debbie's world has shrunk. Her identity is being rewritten, and the things she once relied on to feel powerful are no longer available. She'll have a little cheap lipstick and she'll have a little cheap bottle of perfume. And in a move that shows how committed Devaney is to authenticity, she even adjusts her own choices as an actor to stay in character. "So I'll make sure that I don't put my perfume on when I'm in prison." Finally, one of Debbie's signature touches, her polished nails, disappears completely, and the nails are off. No nails. Again, it's more than a style change. It's a visual statement. Debbie Webster, the woman who built her world on control, is now in a place where she has none. What this storyline means for Debbie, and for Coronation Street. Debbie's prison arc isn't just a plot twist, it feels like a character reckoning. This is a woman who has spent years playing tough, playing clever, playing untouchable. Yet dementia has already been forcing her into vulnerability, moments of confusion, moments of fear she cannot simply brush off with sarcasm. Prison will amplify that vulnerability, and make it impossible to hide. It's also a storyline that could deepen Debbie's relationship with Carl in unexpected ways. The fact that Carl doesn't know he's her son adds tragedy to every sacrifice Debbie makes. Even her confession about his parentage is wrapped in tension, because it changes everything, not only the legal stakes, but the emotional reality of their bond. Will Carl accept her truth? Will he let her take the punishment? Or will guilt push him to confess again? Whatever happens next, one thing is clear. Debbie is stepping into a chapter that will change her, and viewers may never look at her the same way again. When to watch? Coronation Street airs on weeknights at 8:30 p.m. on ITV1 and streams on ITVX. For more Coronation Street spoilers, updates and story developments, fans can also check out the show's dedicated spoiler homepage.